Sorry I'm late. I mean, by like 30 seconds. Still late, though. So, I'm going to get some writing in today. I'm about 4,000 words from finishing Mammoth. And so, I'm going to finish it. Forgot to put the thumbnail up. So, this is YouTube and Twitch today. YouTube and Twitch. So, we'll see what happens. It's a crappy day here. Cold and rainy. And I can blow my nose. Excuse me. Got some snot. Some snot buildup. Yep, finishing Mammoth today, buddy. Finishing Mammoth. I feel like that's all I can do. All I can do in this world. I mean, not all I can do. You know what I'm saying. I am almost done with chapter 23, and there will be 26 chapters. So, did you get some writing in this morning? $1,200 words. Pretty good, Keith. Pretty good. Mammoth Wolfgang Rosamilia. There you go. That was my nickname in high school. Everybody's like, why do they call you Mammoth Wolfgang? I'm like, I don't know. Charlie says, what's up? What's up, Charlie? Hey, Charlie, you still looking for show ideas for Creepy Couch? He says, because Wayward Pines is like a Twin Peaks clone with 2 seasons. Great book series. I watched Wayward Pines. I watched the show. I like the show. but the books are really good. Wish at the time, Keith. The wife got bored, so I pulled my buddy Jeremiah in, who was perfect for it. We had a blast on a handful of episodes. Then he had to move, and we never picked up. Keith said, "That's a shame. You and Mary killed it." So the first season of Wayward Pines, Keith says, watched all the Twin Peaks this morning. Did you start at number one? I found three to be the earliest. Keith says the books were a trilogy, right? Right? Yeah. Wife read and loved the Pines books. I haven't read them yet. I liked them. I thought they were very good. I thought they could have done more with the series, but like everything else can't go on forever unless you're, I guess, The Simpsons. Ooh, excuse me. What I really love for Chad and Mary to watch would be that old 80s show, Werewolf. Chad says, did the entire first season of Twin Peaks up on my channel. I started watching. J.C. Walsh was like, you got to watch Twin Peaks. It's great. Blah, 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 blah. We'll do a video. That's when me and him were doing movies, themed movie shows on my channel before I was trying to really build it. He's like, watch Twin Peaks. I think we were going to do like Twin Peaks and Wayward Pines and something else. And I had already watched Wayward Pines and whatever the other thing was. So I started watching Twin Peaks. I did my 3 episodes and I was like, I guess this is probably really good when it came out. But it just seems kind of weird now. And I'm not sure if I'm really the core audience for something this odd. So I never went back to it. No regrets. It's one of those, I guess, in the moment. If you love it, you love it. It's not really my kind of thing. It's still raining pretty heavy here. He says, if you watch more soap operas, you'd get it. Yeah, I guess I don't watch enough soap operas. Just if you want Twin Peaks, don't expect Pines. Not sure how Keith is connecting them. One is hammy Mizar and full on Lynch. The other much more straightforward for a series. Yeah, but I guess it's the small town weird. That was the thing there. I forget what the other show was with. There was a third one that we had mentioned, and I'd seen that one already too and liked it, but I can't remember what it was. But again, it was more of the small town, something odd is going on type of thing. I just call Pines a clone of it. Maybe I'm misremembering. No, definitely two very, very different things. Tess says, yeah, I get it. Both small towns with unusual happenings, but with Lynch, the acting is unusual too, not just the plot. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the acting and all that. And here's also the problem. When you come into something like that, or anything, Lost or X Files or whatever, there's already that hardcore group of people that loved it and watched it from the very first minute it was on. And they espouse all of the catchphrases and all of the funny things and on, and then you watch it later and you're like, the guy's drinking coffee. I guess that's what everybody was talking about, like that. And I'm like, okay, like I don't get it. But again, I don't get it because I wasn't watching it then. I wasn't sitting around talking around the water cooler at work about it. Thanks for watching those, Keith. Glad you're enjoying them. No problem, Chad. He has absolutely no problem with that. Absolutely no problem with that. So yesterday, Monday, I did not go on Twitch. Didn't even think about it. And last night it was like I'm laying there, half asleep in bed, and I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't do the Twitch yesterday like I was supposed to. So I was like, I'll just do it today. Hopefully everybody will still come over to YouTube Live. I would still do Creepy Couch if it didn't take me 15 to 20 hours of editing per episode. Maybe I should quit with the effects and inside jokes and do minimal editing. Do like 4 hours of editing. Yeah, or just do it raw. Just sit there and just watch the damn movie and make comments. I don't know what you're 100% doing, but you know what I'm saying. I like the fact that I'm not editing anything, to be honest with you. I just shot a video this morning for tomorrow, and I'm basically I'm like, yeah, I know this. I'm going to be out in the weeds on some of this stuff, but is what it is. It's all staying in. You like it or you don't. Apparently, 37,158 subscribers now like it. And I'm at 3,880 hours. I need 120 hours. That's it. 120 hours. So literally, I'm thinking 4 days. 4 days and I should hit it. Chess says, what happens when you get YouTube famous, Armin? You're forgetting the little people over on Twitch. That must be it. And I'm still getting people, which is weird. I'm still getting people over on Twitch. I just get a lot of in and out on Twitch. A lot of people don't comment. So, and what's really funny with that is when I was first doing the research, right? StreamYard stuff, and they're like, you can do both. They were basically saying, make sure you're always doing Twitch because you're going to get the most comments and the most people interactions there. And YouTube Live, you don't get a ton of interactions. And I found it to be just the opposite. That's why I'm only doing Twitch once a week, which is probably a lot more than a lot of people are doing anyway. So I feel like, I'm only doing it once a week, but still 4 times a month is still probably better than a lot of people are doing it. So Keith says, I bet you could have some fun with Freddy's Nightmares. Chat says, you got it made, Armin. No editing, just hit record and upload and it's working. Exactly. And that's how I always did podcasts, unless Chuck said something really inappropriate. Otherwise, it was just record and boom, this is my thing. This is what I'm happy with. And I guess it has worked for me so far. Keith says, I did watch 1 hour this morning, even commented on the video for you, Armin. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You commented. Let me see where that is. How come I don't even see it? Did you hit send on it? I got that one guy, man. He's commenting like 4 and 5 times a video now, which is awesome. I'm going to be honest with you. Keith, I don't see it. That's weird. What video? Do you know what video? It's like that time he was super inappropriate in front of those ladies in the show. I can't remember what he said. Well, the lady's book was, what the heck was her name? Something about, it was, I'm going to spell it because I don't know if they're going to kill me on it. TITS Up was like the title of her book or part of the title. And then we're talking to them, and then there's a little pause, and it's Chuck's turn, and he goes, well, speaking of those, and then he asked a question, and I'm like, oh my, what are you doing? Keith says, I thought I hit send. I really don't see it. If you tell me what video it is, I can look at that specific video and see. Do. Stupid song I have in my head, Hero of the Day by Metallica. Because I was listening to satellite radio on my way up and back to my mom's. And I watched, I was listening to, they had like a concert from like 1993 on. Something like that. Then that song was the last song that I heard. And that it won't get out of my head. Oh my God, no clue it was a Writing Today video. I appreciate the idea. I don't think that was it, but I just remember watching the video, and there were like 2 or 3 women there, and it got awkward because Chuck used no filter. I mean, it's happened a few times. That was the one that we still talk about. That gets brought up every MondoCon. Would you rather your earworm be I'm a Barbie girl? That doesn't really, like, normally it will happen. Like if somebody goes, oh, I'm gonna Rickroll you, blah blah blah. I'm like, nah. Like you saying that song is not in my head. I just shut it out. I'm good with that. But it's when I'm not expecting it, and then it just suddenly dwells and it just won't go away. And if it's a good song, I don't mind. Misfits will immediately solve every error you might have. I didn't listen to any music this morning, which is kind of weird. My wife got home last night about 8 o'clock from her mom's. We ate some cereal. We watched a bunch of shows that we had taped. We did not watch Tracker this week, though. We'll probably watch that tonight. She'll be home again tonight and tomorrow night. She got to go to work. She went to work. Oh my God, Chad didn't mention it. Yeah, it's weird, right? Feeling okay over there, Chad? Hey, I don't only love the accused. Yeah, he just 99.9% loves the accused. And I'll mention the Misfits. No. Chester, speaking of music, I listened to an Exciter album yesterday for the first time, and it was awesome. Which one did you? What's their big some pounding metal? I think that was their big song back in the day, if I remember correctly. Charlie says, I might not do much talking today. I'm actually having to work at work, but I have you playing and I'm listening. I appreciate you listening. You know what? Turn up so the giraffes can hear it though, because they definitely, a lot of them are following me. It reminded me of very early Slayer, Show No Mercy, Hell Awaits, but much better with actual riffs. Yeah, whoever the guitar player is or was, I guess, whatever. Pretty darn good. Let me go to their Wikipedia page. They were a Canadian speed metal band from Ottawa, formed in '78, named after a song by Judas Priest. They're considered one of the first speed metal bands and cited as a seminal influence on the thrash metal genre. Despite many changes in personnel, limited commercial success, and 3 disbandments, first in 1989, second in 93, and third in 2026, they have managed to keep a small but dedicated following over the years. Pounding Metal was the first song that came on accidentally Spotify, and I was like, what is this? So I listened to the whole album. Yeah. The WSOU, the college radio station, Seton Hall University, when they're still a metal station, and they would play Pounding Metal all the time. And that's how I heard of them. And I was like, I got to get these albums, right? They were originally called Hellraiser. But in 1980, they changed the name to Exciter because of the Judas Priest song. And you listen to their debut album, Heavy Metal Maniac. I always love the names of the Fistful of Metal. I always loved the album titles from back then. They had a lot of members. But in March, actually a month ago, they confirmed that Exciter was dead and buried and put to rest. Funny thing is, when I was 17, I had Violence and Force on cassette, but taped over it so me and my friend could record our bong hits and drunken escapades, so I never even listened to it first. I still have that tape, by the way. Quite a few albums out though. And those great those great 1983 song titles: The Holocaust, Stand Up and Fight, Heavy Metal Maniac, Iron Dogs, Mistress of Evil, Under Attack, Rising of the Dead, Black Witch, Cry of the Banshee. Yeah, Violence and Force was their second album, '84. That was where Pounding. So while you're doing bong hits, he taped over Pounding Metal. With the hilarious, oh my god, yeah, these covers are just hysterical. Yeah, so yeah, the titles on this second album: Oblivion, Violence and Force, Scream in the Night, Pounding Metal, Evil Sinner, Destructor, Swords of Darkness, Delivering to the Master, Saxons of the Fire, and War is Hell. Man, 14 years old, we ate this stuff up. This is the greatest stuff ever. And then their third album, Long Live the Loud. Then they got off of Megaforce. They went to Music for Nations, and then they have that what looks like a Manowar cover. I mean, it's a cheap Frazetta looking cover. It's really funny. Might have to listen to some Exciter later on. That Unveiling the Wicked one has got to be the best cover ever. It's the girl's face and it's the lizard side of it, and she's ripping the skin off of her face. so cheesy. 1986. One of the songs, I Hate School Rules. Living Evil. Then the next song, Live Fast, Die Young. Classic. Metal is like the only genre that sings about itself, with songs like Metal Militia and Heavy Metal Maniac singing about the cult of Mel. Yeah. Whereas rap music, they sing literally about themselves. It will never stop, we'll never quit, because we're Metallica. We're live because you're Metallica. Yeah, Bonded by Blood, yeah. So many great but yeah, these are one of the really good Canadian metal bands from back in the day. Razor, I love those. Got Evil Invaders, great song, great video. Those guys were up there. Let's go Canadian metal bands before Lorraine gets in and yells at us. Canadian heavy metal. That doesn't really give us much of anything. Bang your head against the stage and the middle takes its price. All right, let's see Canada. This is heavy metal bands formed between 1963 and 1981. I guess we'll give it a shot. A lot of bands here. Lee Aaron. Love Lee Aaron. Not necessarily all of her music, but I love Lee Aaron in those tight leather pants. My God. Anvil. Was never a big Anvil. I thought they were too goofy. Their songs were just goofy. Dayglow Abortions. They got some good songs. Exciter. Headpins. I know the name. Helix. Give me an R. Kickaxe. Also pretty good. Killer Dwarfs. Love Killer Dwarfs. Mahogany Rush. Max Webster. Rush. Worst band in the world. Thor. I absolutely love Thor. Thunder on the Tundra. Love those guys. Triumph. War Pig and White Wolf. You never heard of Lee Aaron, Metal Queen? Look that song up. It's not all that great, but back in the day, my God, that was her big hit, Metal Queen. And then she got out of heavy metal and she started doing like cheesy pop stuff. And then she would not do for years. She would not do any of the heavy metal stuff. What do you two think about baby metal? I find that band Behind the K Cup to be top-notch metal. I haven't listened to a lot of it. I just nothing I've heard from them is really like, oh, this is great. Frank Edler loves them though. Frank Edler's a huge fan of theirs. I dig those first few albums. Used to listen to them. Says me too, man. Those guys were great. Those guys were great. Apparently, they have a book published by them about them in 2010. Yeah, Out of the Womb was in 81, Fetus of Fetus in 86, and Here Today, Guano Tomorrow in 88. I had all three of those. Apparently, they put a bunch of other different things out after that. Good times. I just wanted to participate. Appreciate it, Keith. I don't like any new metal, Keith. The production of it all sounds the same, too polished and compressed. Yeah. He gets it. I don't like any. I don't like any new metal anything just because I'm old. Ooh. Ooh. My wife brought home those little, those gorgeous little Hawaiian rolls. She had a whole giant, like 30 pack from Easter left over. She brought. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna cut up. I'm gonna make some pork roll and cheese, and I'm gonna make these little. I ended up making 7 of them. I don't know why 7. I guess because they fit on the plate. And now I'm burping them up. Chess says I am a fan of Down though. I think I saw that. I think the band I'm almost positive the band that I was managing back in the day, back in the mid '90s, opened for them at Obsessions in Randolph, New Jersey. That's a Phil Anselmo thing, right? I don't know if I've ever really listened to them. And a lot of the crossover thrash resurgence bands like Power Trip and Havoc and Municipal Waste. You meant Municipal Weight. Municipal Weight. Oh yeah, Down. Yeah. I don't know if I've really listened to them. Oh, Jimmy Bower was in that band. That's right. From I Hate God. Remember them? I Hate God. Not a good band, but he was very cool. I know they played a couple of shows with. I know they played a show with I Hate God, and I think Crowbar back in that time period. Yeah, Down is basically a Pantera, Crowbar, and COC supergroup. Yeah, I think they definitely played open for them at least once. Apparently, they're recording a new album. Apparently, they put out a single. They covered Dr. John, Right Place, Wrong Time. I'll have to give them a listen. I might like it. Stranger things have happened. Come on. Yeah, listen to those first two Down albums. They're great. I will listen. I would imagine I met Phil Anselmo then, but I don't remember it. I know I met Bauer. I know he was really cool. All right, that chapter done. What happened? Next chapter. Where is everyone today? Seems weird. Seems weird it's so quiet. I mean, I like talking to you two, but I know Charlie has an excuse. Two more chapters left then. No, three more chapters. 24, 25, 26. 24 is a page is done. 25, nothing is done. 26, almost a page is done. So these are like 2.5 pages each. So it's like 7.5. I got like 5 pages left to write. So just got to do it, just got to do it. Fine, correct me in front of 37.6 thousand viewers. Oh, I'm gonna. And it's 37,777 subscribers, according to the update. Do 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 do. Now you're just showing off. Hell yeah, I'm just showing off. Did he have 30,000 less than a week ago? I did finally hit the big 40,000 mark on Picasso Trigger. Oh, nice. Are you big in I'm huge in Japan. I added 4,104 subscribers from yesterday. 4,100 subscribers from yesterday. That's insane. I might hit 40,000 by this time tomorrow. By the time I go officially monetized, I might be really close to 50,000. That's insane. I've never been to Japan. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never been. I like their food. I like the Japan food. You know what the people in Japan call Japanese food? They just call it food. Keith, when are you finishing Picasso Trigger? Chad. Chad says when Picasso Trigger come out, everyone has to head to Tubi to watch it, then read the book. Or I'll be listening to some down Nola then. Looks like the rain is letting up. Keith, I promised myself I'd have a third draft done and sent to the publisher by Friday. Nice. I need a little over 3,000 words on this. I mean, technically, I probably could finish the damn thing today, but I won't. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna be doing though. That BBC Maestro stuff is I gotta start watching some of those. So I might watch one of them today. Ooh. I'm thinking just read the book since you've spent the last month bitching about the movie. Yeah, you know that is an excellent point. I mean, the kindness be possible. That's, I'm sure, how Chad took it. I did watch the Lawrence Fishburne History show. Lincoln was killed. Spoilers. What? It's funny because they have the link, the John Wilkes Booth thing there, and then I think on Expedition Files, did they also do that in the last couple of weeks? It's a lot of repeating on these shows. I watched all the I can't remember his name. Dan Aykroyd. I can't remember. I watched like 3 of the last 3 Dan Aykroyd ones last night while I was waiting for my wife to get home. And I think one of those had a. It's all the same stories. They just keep on every show. And then I think on the 19th, the Henry Winkler one comes back on with basically all the stuff that should have killed us in the 70s and 80s. Chess says, I saw the chair Lincoln was killed in. They have it at a museum here in Mish. Not in Wisco, but in Mish. Last week was Wilkes Booth. Nick says, this dealt more with conspiracies behind the assassination. I saw it. I watched it. I'm caught up on all of those now. I'm caught up on the David Duchovny, Larry Fishburne, Danny Aykroyd, Daniel Trejo, Willie Shatner. I've caught up on all of them. But again, the Joshua Gates. They just keep repeating a lot of this. Chad says, like the crazy connection between Lincoln and Kennedy, as I said. No, they didn't get into that. They just got into the conspiracy of one of the shows was that he didn't die, that John Wilkes Booth was not killed, and then some guy swore that he was John Wilkes Booth, but then they did a DNA test and he was not John Wilkes Booth. Many, many years later. They've also had the one with the Russian family, where they swore that the Anna had not been killed. She had not been assassinated with the rest of her family. And some lady for 30 years claimed that she was her. And then it turned out she was not her. She was just some kook from a nut house. A lot of those conspiracies. Are the weird conspiracy that they say that the earth is round. So stupid. Obviously it's flat. Look at it. Yeah, Nikki the Tsar's daughter. Yeah. Anatolia. I could have told you. But again, every famous person is when I die, I need everybody to start the rumor that I'm not really dead. And then point up clues that have no real reason, like the missing A or the added A in Aaron for Elvis Aaron Presley. And obviously that means he's still alive, working somewhere in the Midwest on a cattle ranch. I do believe the one that Hitler escaped, though. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I totally believe that one. That he got out, and the lookalikes for him and Eva were killed in their place. I do believe that one, that he ended up going to Argentina. But then you didn't start another Reich, so he probably went down there and was like, you know what, I'm sick of this world conquering crap. Oh, what is this, Portuguese food? I'm in, that kind of thing. He's like, I might even grow a full mustache. Chad says there are fake deaths in Young and the Restless all the time. See, where do they get those ideas from? John Wilkes Booth, Hitler, Elvis, any member of the Moody Blues. Do they have a lot of where a character dies, but then he comes back, but then it's really his twin brother or sister that nobody knew about? Do they do those? I never really watched soap operas. I just always heard stuff like that. My mom watched that stuff. Very big on the whole Luke and Laura thing. The evil twin happens. I thought so. I would hope they would pay them double, because you got to be two different people. They absolutely just had that evil twin not dead thing like last year. Just had a goatee. Yep. You're like, ma'am, just here, just put this goatee on. Now you are Simone. or some other name. He says, Armin always liked Japanese food, and here is a signed Japanese copy of Dirty Deeds that didn't come out until after his death. There you go. He said they get 2 lunches on set. All right, I would do it then. He must still be alive and the new manager of Loudness 2.0. I would love that. Chess is getting a box of Avonwood Exodus in the mail today. It's been a while since I've had that happen other than limited editions. It's a great feeling, right? Great feeling to get that book in your hand. What's the plan after Picasso triggered, Chad? Yeah. What's the game plan? Has the bug bitten you again? Yeah, you need to check for fleas in that house. Jen says, working on a book with John Bowden, and I'm either going to write some short stories or write an Of Foster Holmes and Flies screenplay and see if I can get something done with that. There you go. No, there you go. Now people on Extra App are arguing because it's raining out and it's trash day. And this lady is like, how difficult would it be for the garbage men to just close the lid on my garbage can when they're done dumping it? Yeah, they're going to do that for, I don't know, 10,000 houses. Shut up. Shut up, you lazy son of a. I hope they leave my garbage can lid open so it rains in it. Get some water in there. Go out there and dump some bleach into it. For some reason, garbage cans inside smell. It's weird. He's out to pick up Foster Homes and Flies after I finished the 3 books added to my pile. It's a good book. Chaz says I'm friendly with Mallerman's manager, who's also producer. He's read most of my stuff, and we talked about a missing element in Flies for it to be a film, so I'm adding that and sending it to him. Nice. So many books, so little time, Keith. So many books, so little Keith. So many books, so tiny little Keith. I don't know if I'm going 2 hours today. It's raining, making me very, very sick. I haven't read a lot because my wife has been gone. Totally throws me off. Now, hopefully, I'll be able to just crack the window open, let in the nice little breeze. 62 degrees out right now. Just take a little rest. Take a load off. I also watched the Red Hot Chili Peppers documentary on Netflix as well. The Hello Slovak one that just came out. That was all right. I am not a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan. I've seen them in concert several times for various reasons. None of them because I wanted to go see the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I saw them at a show. I saw them at Rutgers University. Chuck Buda was also there, although we didn't know each other at the time. It was a Red Hot Chili Peppers headlined, and Killing Joke opened for them. And it was like this November or December of 1989. And Killing Joke said, "This is our last concert of the year. And this is the last time we will play 80s, the song 80s. So enjoy it." I don't know if it was actually true, if they actually ever played it again. But they put on a really good show. I knew that one, 80s, that song from the MTV video. But I got into them. I got into that. And then, Metallica covered one of their songs on Garage Days, and they had a nice little bump at that point. Keith says, I got Avonwood, grabbed a copy of Friends of Eddie Coyle from the library, and bought something of a tall tale to research what's being done with the Mothman. Oh, nice. Let me know what you think of Friends of Eddie Coyle. Nick says, you would pick up a little book like by Chad Lutsky and turn on Judy Collins for a lazy afternoon. Yes. Keith says, below was a bust, but positive for my vision is nothing how I picture the cryptid to be. Chet says, broke down and bought a copy of that Dungeon Crawler Carl book because last night I took a peek and the writing reminded me a lot of my own, particularly with Skullface Boy. You guys read it? No, I never read it. Everybody loves it. And I know they're making a TV show out of it now. Seth MacFarlane, I think, is doing a TV show on it. Keith says, have not read DCC. Below is that Laurel's book. He says yes. Hunter Shea has a new Mothman book too. I haven't read it yet. Charlie says I also haven't read DCC, but have heard a lot about it. Keith says the girls here at work are reading Dungeon Crawler, and that immediately turns me off. Girls reading is gross. Charlie says, is DCC a lit RPG book where the character has stats and levels up as the story goes? Chad says, oh, I hear you, Keith. Chad says, I'll let you guys know if it's any good. I will definitely 100% not be reading it. Does not seem interesting to me. But let me know if you liked it. Not that that'll change it either way. But you know what I'm saying. All right, hit next page on chapter 24. It's like another page of this to do. Chad says Keith won't read DCC because of girls, but scoot over and make room on the couch because Young and the Restless is on. He made fun of you. I like it. I have my cryptid howlers investigating a Mothman sighting in Memoir Book 4, and I feel like I have the zoomies. It's flying right now. So he's good. Next page, chapter 25. I'm still on next page in chapter 24, but close. Don't call me out like that, Chad. New writing video popping at about 11 a.m. tomorrow. So. Supposed to get some book in the mail today, apparently, for my little free library. I'm tired. Tired of this. I've only written like 500 words today. Even though I know where this is going, this book, I'm still like, whatever. Plus, honestly, book sales are just awful. 10,000 hours. Close, Frank. Really close. What can we do about book sales, Armand? It's you, me, Tim, Bowden, Hunter. It's everybody. It is literally everybody. I don't know. I have no idea. Again, I'm happy with this the YouTube thing. Hopefully, I get monetized in the next 4 days, because without it, I don't know what I would do. Straight up, Frank. Just maybe it's because Read Women Month is 3 years long. Could be. Frank says, my sales have not slumped. Keith says, sales are slow and I'm trying to figure it out before April 27th. Because you can't slump from zero. I'm learning. Speaking of the young and restless, yeah, sales are just brutal. I'm going to turn this light off and see if it gets too dark in here. I did some laundry yesterday. I made sure my 3 black t-shirts were all washed. So you're going to get this look for the rest of the week, I'm sure. Oof. I guess how formal you guys are. Commandant Zinn. So now it's raining again. Ugh. I was going to go jogging today. I guess not in the rain. The joggers aren't out there. The people walking, nobody's out there. Lots of people on live though right now. So greetings to everybody who is watching and being quiet. That's fine. You don't have to jump into the chat or anything and say hello. We're all good. I got to send my wife a message now. Come on. I just asked her if she make chicken pot pie this week. She doesn't. She makes the little ones. Fucking delicious. Can't Pontificare says I would love to jump in, but I can't think of anything to say. You know what? You just said something. That's good enough. Frank says I watched this interview with Brent Muscat on YouTube last night. You would never know it was him. Holy Moses, he looks totally different now. Like totally different in a good way, or totally different in you would never have ever guessed that he was a rock and roll genius from the 80s. He was never a rock and roll genius from the 80s. Wow. The New York State Department of Health just updated their guidelines. For the first time in 50 years, folks are allowed to eat certain fish from the Hudson River. Why would you be fishing in the Hudson River, and why would you go like, oh, this is safe enough? I'd hate to eat the wrong fish from the Hudson River, you know? Maybe I need to watch more Guitar Meets Science for topics. There you go. So Number of the Beast and King Diamond are new ones. We talking about the sexy one from Fast Food? Come on, Chad. They're all the sexy one. I so I watched the 28 years later, the Bone Temple one. I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but it's funny that in it, there's some spoilers here. Ralph Fiennes listens to Duran Duran a lot, but I did like what they did with Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast with the song. So if you've not seen it, it's good just for those parts. Keith says, would making a 3 to 10 high impact author ad, including all of this, be something of interest? Magazine ads are expensive, but each contributor splitting costs. Magazine ads don't do anything. They don't do a damn thing. Matthew in the house. Good afternoon. About 10 more hours till I'm another year older. Congratulations on that. I'm sure you worked hard for that. How old are you going to be, Matthew? $42. You young kid. Keith says, really damn people about. I mean, I'm not spending the money just to spend money. Seriously? I would have, if you had said, who is this? I would have never in a billion years thought that was him, Frank. There's the picture of him. No way. There's no way that's him, right? That's crazy looking. Tom Duffy, chapter done. He always gets it done right when I'm going on. 42 in a row, right? I've also got a drop in the afternoon tomorrow. What does that mean? Is that some cool kid thing? All right. I guess our book is coming out not today, but the 12th, according to Tom Duffy. Ugh, I'm on Facebook right now, right? Because somebody tagged me on something, and then I got Joy Edler pictures. Ugh. Plus 44 pictures? No, thank you. How about like 2 or 3 pictures at a time? Don't give me 80 I'm not looking through 80 pictures. I got stuff to do. I really got nothing to do. And back off of Facebook. Oh, new book drops. All right. I think you would like just saying some cool kid things. Good. Good luck. Chad says, what I think helps other than mastering Amazon and Facebook ads is sending your book to like a dozen or more different influencers with big followers. Just make sure they're into what you're offering. Agreed, Chad. She's back in Wisco taking pictures of cheese. He's nowhere around here. Anybody watch the comedian Jeff Arcuri, Arcuri? He does a lot of crowd stuff. Anyway, I've been watching his videos a lot. He's actually pretty funny. He's married to some reality star lady, though. He'll be in New Brunswick, New Jersey, November 12th to 14th. But the closest here is Orlando in October. What is Wisconsin? Never heard of her. Oh, do you mean Wisco? Exactly. And this is why you have to watch every single video going back for years on this, or you're going to be like, I don't get the what's the Wisco thing? People right now are just so confused. We were talking about the genius of Exciter earlier, Frank. Thoughts? I bet he has no thoughts. I bet Frank has no idea who Exciter is, unless he has heard Pounding Metal. That's it. He might know that one song. That's my guess, anyway. There'll be a rapper soon enough called Lil Wisco. You know what? Let's hope so. What's funny, in my necromance series, I looked it up and there was no rapper called Lil Duval. Duval County is this county we live in. So I created Lil Duval in that book series. I don't even know why. And now there is a Lil Duval. Exciter the Vinnie Vincent era Kiss cover band. No. No. No, older than that. They took it from the Judas Priest Exciter song, not the Kissed one, where I could see that would be confusing. Does Frank only listen to butt rock? Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, Frank doesn't listen to anything heavier. Frank says, "Oh no." Oh no! How dare you? Matthew says, "I think most of the music I listen to anymore is in power metal with bands like Nightwish and Battle Beast." Frank said, "I listen to butt rock and Debbie Gibson. Come at me, bro." Frank has 2 lanes. Those are the 2 lanes. Spoiler alert, if you're ever going to read Mammoth, I was thinking about killing Hunter Shea, but now I've decided I can't. I just can't. I just love the character so much. Hey, I finally watched some of Lorraine's YouTube stuff yesterday. Nice. Anything exciting in there? Keith says, Matthew, brother, Fire Tribe. Oh, Keith's like, I got somebody who might listen to the same garbage I listen to. Just, I get it. I've been known to crank some Madonna in my day. I never really got into the Madonna thing. And Matt says, no. Introduce me. So next time on the zombie, right? I thought that zombie video was pretty good. A lot of work was put into that. I like that. Captain Kraken OG. Ahoy, Tharg, maybe fun day. How goes the words today? The words are going slow. I've written about 600 words. But I went over a page. I'm happy with that. I'm at almost 27,000 of 30,000 words on this. So I have about 2.5 chapters left of it. So it'll be done soon-ish, maybe. Any progress is good progress. Exactly. I'll probably dive into it later. My goal would be to get another page done. My coffee's cold. Even just a single word is one word closer to the end. Yeah, but you know how long that would take if you're writing 30,000 words and you write one word a day? That's like 18 days or something. Whatever the math on that is. Then the real fun begins, editing. No, then the read through it one time and then send it to the publisher and let their editor edit it. And then I do a handful of typos and changes and we're done. Frank says, I think you need to incorporate makeup in your videos also. Definite algorithm booster. Yeah. A little blush in the cleavage. You know what? All things that I'm going to be thinking about. I've taken notes. Oh, goodness. Can you imagine? Yeah, I can't imagine. The crack cleavage. Yeah, anytime I stand up for Keith. Check out Bring on the Rain. The band reminds me of Bon Jovi back in the day. Oh, then I'll just listen to Bon Jovi. That's my answer to everything. I'm definitely going to listen to some Exciter later, though. Chess is Armin. Right, exactly. If I wanted to listen to a band that sounds like Bon Jovi, I just listen to Bon Jovi. Exactly. If I want to listen to a band that sounds like Bon Jovi, I just listen to Exodus. That'd be a book of 133,225 word count. That's a lot. Fine, you suck, but still love you. What if the Hunter Shea character fakes his own death in Mammoth? I mean, I got 2.5 chapters left. I really don't know if I can do all that in the limited space I have. I mean, I can give it a shot. No, I think I'm gonna let him live. I might let him live, only because I'll write about him somewhere else, maybe. Yeah, definitely need to do some reading. When I get off, I gotta see if we have biscuits in the fridge. Biscuits, my friend. My wife's gonna make little. I said, can you make those little chicken pot pies? But she does them like small ones. I think we might have had them for MondoCon once, or maybe not. They're little chicken pot pies. They're basically made in like cupcake sized, and it's like the biscuits and then the fillings, and then they're really good. Chet says, haha. Captain Kraken says, what are those on the top shelf with all the faces? Are those cups or candles? These right here? That is 13 serial killer coffee mugs. The complete set from Reaper's Brew Coffee Company that is no longer in existence. And I put them up there on display. Nick says, have you had any of those Severed Press books go over the word count? I'm literally, I can tell you this is going to be 30,014 words. Maybe 30. I think the most I ever did was 30,206 words or something. No, these are like nailed it right on the line. I'm not giving them anything more than I need to give them, especially at this point. I ain't making any money from them. Charlie says, Armin, I did finish Permafrost the other night. I enjoyed it. Sometimes I'll make a video review for it. That would be awesome. I would appreciate that, and I will share it. I will share it throughout the land. Thank you for reading it. Limp Biscuits. Chess says, Rearbat back heading to Blabbermouth. We'll report back with gossip. You can't stay on. Hopefully you're staying on here. Key says, can you change your terminology? Getting off sounds gross. Captain Crab says, aye. Nick says, wait, Reaper's Brew went out of business? Yeah, about 5 years ago. How that's hilarious and cool. Nick says, would they oppose if it went, say, 35,000 words? Are they that strict? No, they would do 35. They just want novellas. You can go up to like 40, but O'Gromney was 30, like literally like 30,005 words or something. And that was what they wanted. And that's what I gave them. Last in Line parts ways with singer Andrew Freeman. Well, I was going to go see them live, never. Matthew says, Brother Fire Tribe has a David Bowie feel to it. If I wanted to listen to David Bowie, I wouldn't listen to David Bowie. I'm not a fan. They pay by the project, not by the word count, right? Yeah, they don't, there's no advances at all. You get your royalty on it. Charlie asked me about them the other day, and I gave him I don't know if I told you the real, what they really do or not. I would have to, I'm not going to say it on here in front of everybody, but if you want to know what really happens when it comes to Severed Press, I'll give you the skinny. Nick says they pay for the project. We're right. Last in Line is a good band. I have no idea. Keith, I'm just glad someone tried my suggestion. See, you just needed Matthew to come in. Charlie says, thank you for letting me know. It's good, skinny. I only like big girls. I'll wait until MondoCon. All right, yeah, and then I will tell everybody in the room. Keith says he gave it to me. Wink, wink. Nick says that's when I get all the dirt. You do get a lot of MondoCon is let's crap on every other author and every other person in the world because nothing is going to leave this room. Nick says mostly of people I don't know, but still, yeah, we like talking about people that you have no idea who they are. Sometimes we just make people up. Oh, that Harry Johnson Houdini guy, what a jerk he is. And you're like, oh my God, I won't ever publish with him. It says, you want a song, Keith? Blind and Frozen, Beast in Black. Can't talk more shop. It's the only way a novice like me can learn anything. Watch all my videos. I got another video coming out tomorrow. You know what tomorrow's topic is? Somebody just gave it to me. Chasing an audience. That's the video for tomorrow. But yeah, if you have anybody got any questions, you ask and we all talk about it. For instance, I heard you get lollipops for life when you signed to Severed. You know what? I have not gotten any lollipops. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't had a lollipop in a long time. Lollipops are not something I'm like, oh, we're going to get a snack? Let's get a lollipop. I don't think about it. Chet says, Trickster Steve Brown on his Bon Jovi tribute band. I have this crazy ability where my voice sounds just like John Bon Jovi in his prime. Yeah, I saw that too. Shut up and play Trickster songs, Steve. Keith says, I love Beast in Black. Nick says, if I want Bon Jovi, I have to watch State Farm commercials where he drives a car but doesn't sing. Yeah. I do watch all your videos. They are much appreciated. And you are much appreciated for watching my videos. I appreciate that. I really do. And I hope when I go monetize in the next few days that you continue watching. And I hope everybody just watch just watch the whole video, the whole ad. It's 30 seconds or whatever it's going to be. Just watch the whole thing. I need to get paid. What are you currently writing? What's your work in progress? What's my whip? I am at 26,600 words of 30,000 words on a book, a novella called Mammoth. I'm not going to tell you what it's about. I'm not going to tell you what creature is the monster in the book. For Severed Press, my 12th and final book with them. And my goal is really not to send it to them till like next month. But I want to get it done. I'm just like, it's been sitting here for a long time. It's my last one. I just want it done. So I'm going to finish it up and then just kind of sit on it. I'll do a run through of it, and then they will put it out, and then that will be it for them. Well, we're talking. We've got so many conversations here. Keith says, I think Cry Out for a Hero is my favorite beast. And I'm like, oh, mine too. Easily mine too. Top 10. I don't even know who they are. Publishers should give away back scratchers. You know what? It would help all of us. Now that you said that, now I got to scratch them back. Oh, what sort of genres do you prefer? I write crime thrillers, and this is one of my last horror books. His voice doesn't even sound like Steve Brown in his prime. Yeah, he always listen. Growing up in New Jersey, knowing the guys in Trickster, they always had egos, but Steve always had the ego. I appreciate all the appreciation on this channel. You know what? The appreciation is given back for that appreciation of the original appreciation. Bet you can't wait for everyone to start complaining about the commercials. You know why? Because then I know you're watching them, and I know, guess what? I'm making money. The coffers will open. The money, the silver, the gold will just be pouring in. Bon Jovi is one of those bands that I've never heard a song that wasn't on the radio. Interesting. Growing up in New Jersey, we heard all of the songs. All of them. Hi, I'm Mammoth. I should, if I thought about that, I would have just done every book. Would have been that. If I wanted to listen to a New Jersey band, I'll listen to the Misfits. At least they pump their own gas, legal or not. Yeah, and that's why they keep going to jail. Frank says the monster is a drunken, shirtless Wolfgang Van Halen. Spoiler alert. No, you're supposed to say spoiler alert first. I've had ideas for a horror thriller, but I don't know how I want to execute it. Psychological paranormal mystery. You just gotta write it. Great, there's gonna be coughers too. Yeah, I can't help it. Can't help it, I coughed. My coffee is like freezing cold now. I took out a pack of chuck meat for dinner tonight. If I was smart, I would have taken out chicken, and then my wife would have made chicken. So I guess on the 12th, on Sunday, I will have a new book release. I guess Matt Wilderson is working on the cover now. Because Tom thought for some reason that it was the 12th of every month instead of every 4 weeks, which would have been today. Not that my algorithms are getting screwed up anyway, because let's be honest. It ain't happening. He says, write the story, then worry about where it fits. Exactly. You just got to write the damn thing. I definitely want it to be like if Liminal Space and Inception had a baby. You should write it like Othello meets Star Wars. I don't know. Best not to have a new book on the 10th. Too much to compete with. I mean, Friday is going to be insane, right? Am I right, people? We got that shark movie coming out. What else do we have on Friday? We have a shark movie. What else is Friday? I think there was one or two other things, weren't there? What else is going on? I mean, the shark movie on Netflix should be enough, but that's so very, very far in the future. I have to finish this Pirate High Fantasy first. Frank says, that's right. We may not pump our own, but that's how we see all the New Jersey celebrities not pumping their own gas next to us. We are tribe. Exactly. Nick says there was some album. What movie? Thrash? Is that what it's called? Thrash. It's a shark movie on Netflix that Nick Zinn swears is going to be great. And on Monday the 13th, I'm looking forward to being back here on Twitch and on YouTube Live and basically yelling at Nick because it was going to be so awful. There's George Martin. He says, Frank, need some Jersey backup in this chat? Whoa, swooping in like the killer that he is. I don't think I've heard about that one. What? Everyone's heard about Thrash. It's going to be the greatest shark movie ever. Dropped right to Netflix. Everybody watch it on Friday or this weekend. Matthew says, the only reason I decided to release on my birthday was due to it coming up, and I just thought, why not? That's what I do. Every November 21st, usually, I drop a short story collection. Chad says, only if you're from Lodi, George. Nobody's really from Lodi. They just made that up. Frank, you don't need my permission. Nick says, I see Joe Jackson and Snoop Dogg have new albums, but that wasn't it. No, there was something else that was going on April 10th besides the shark movie. He says, Monday I'm playing hooky and spending time with the wife. You do what you got to do, my friend. Good luck. Have Lisa watch that shark movie with you. Oh, I see. It seems to be like that alligator in a flood movie. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I had to watch that. I watched that. In fact, there's a video of it. Me and JC Walsh, we did movie reviews a couple, 3-4 years ago. That was one of the movies we did. I think we did a bunch of alligator movies. Metal Church new album. Okay. Kroll, but with a shark. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Chad backs it up. Metal Church album. Keith says, I turned off Netflix for a while. I watched a bunch of Netflix. I watched that War Machine movie. Watched the Red Hot Chili Peppers documentary. I watched the Lamar Odom documentary. I watched the Devo documentary. I watched the 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. I watched a bunch of stuff this week. I started watching some comedian, and like 5 minutes in, I'm like, this dude is not funny. He's saying all the stuff that every other comedian says about having kids. Boring. If I wanted to make fun of my kids, I would just make fun of my kids. I don't need this guy to do it. Frank says, April 10th is the 100th day of the year. Is that true? He says, plus 3 bands I've never heard of, but these sound metal. Nukem, Vomitory, and Witch Ripper. Those are all rappers. Witch Ripper is one of my favorite rappers of all time. I don't watch too much TV. That doesn't stop me from writing my own series. I go through periods where I'm like not watching a lot of television, and then I'm watching a ton. You know, my wife got home last night. We watched the latest episode of Filthy Fortunes, where the dude from Hoarders goes in, and the people had rocks, like all these different rocks, and they ended up getting like something ridiculous, like $200,000 for their rock collection. Like and their megalodon tooth collection. That's crazy. Frank says, you really aren't a fan of comics who do kid jokes. Not to be confused with Lil Witch Ripper. Yeah, that guy. That's a whole different thing. East Coast, West Coast. 2026 is going to be one of the most historic years for pop culture in a very long time. So many amazing video games coming out, so many awesome movies releasing, so many banger shows getting new seasons. This is a super busy year. How old are you? I'm going to guess you're very young. Frank says like Aerosmith. Like easily, this will be the most performing box office year and sales year for sure. Like easily. I don't know. You know who's not getting my money? Movie theaters. It's good that you have a positive outlook, though. I have a very negative outlook about everything and everyone. I start filming my first short film in the coming weeks. Nice. Good luck. That movie that dude made, they made it, but the 2 nights that they wanted me as a backup audience member for whatever, they tell me like that morning of, and I'm like, I'm not driving. I'm not driving in the dark. I said Aerosmith, which makes me inherently unknown. Yes, you are. That makes you very old. It's a horror. Freezing cold coffee. I'm definitely going to watch some of that Maestro thing tonight or today after my nap. I'm participating in this thing called Stuff Your Kindle Crime Edition. I did it last year and I actually got a lot of downloads on it. So if you have a crime book, especially if you have a crime book series, it's pretty cool. Look it up on Facebook. But they only want crime thrillers. And basically, you make one of your books free for like April 23rd for just one day. Obviously, you can make it for the day before and the day after. They say do at least those 3 days. And I did it for Down and Dirty, the first one last year, and I did really, really well with it. And I got a lot of sales on book 2 to 5. So I'm doing it for the First Coast Thriller series. I'm doing it for Shakedown this year. See what happens. You know, I put it for free for 5 days. Saying Lil Aerosmith makes you super young. Matthew loves iced coffee. Except it's really not. It was really hot coffee that became iced coffee. The closest I have read to a crime thriller is Jim Butcher. Close. Is there a group with the books that are available for that? I found some good books on Stuff Your Kindle horror. Yeah, if you go to Stuff Your Kindle Crime Edition. Well, let me double check because I just got the email from it, but I think this is the. I want to make sure I give you the right one. There's an author one, but you shouldn't be in that one. Where is it? All right, so if you go to stuffyourkindlecrime.com, Stuff Your Kindle Crime. Let me see if I can just copy it. You go to this website and then you sign up for the alert. Copy. So there it is. There's the stuffyourkindlecrime.com. If you're a reader, you subscribe to alerts. And there you go. So I don't think there's nothing in the group yet. We're about halfway, they said, to where we should be and people signing up. So obviously I'm giving away Shakedown. So there you go. No, there you go. I just found the fantasy one. I'm going to check that one out. Charlie says, got it. Thanks. Here's the thing I gotta bring up, but I don't want to call anybody out. It's none of you guys. It's an author that we know. Okay. It's an author that me and Frank Edler have done signings with in the past. And I'm noticing he is using a lot of AI. Not only, I think, on his last couple of book covers, but he's been posting a lot of stuff about him washing the dishes and whatnot. And it's all just AI, funny little AI things. And I'm like, I feel like that's going to bite you in the ass at some point. Tracy, I haven't read Shakedown, so I'll definitely get it. I appreciate that. And then you got to read the other 5 after that. There's a fantasy one? Frank says, Frank knows what I'm talking about. He's been online posting a lot of AI generated things. And I'm like, why? I don't immediately know who you're talking about, but it's Chuck Buddha. Yeah. Listen, at this point, if Chuck Buddha was posting anything, I would be happy and surprised, right? I've been wondering for several months now if he's using AI for anything else within the book. I know his newsletters are AI, very lengthy and thorough. Yes, his newsletters are definitely AI. And again, he's posting him dirtying up the kitchen and my wife's yelling at me about, and I'm like, what are you doing? How can that be good? And we've signed with this person, yes. Some of his more recent covers are AI. Yeah, definitely the last couple I see, they definitely look like AI covers. I remember you called him out on one of them like a year or so ago. We didn't call him out, but you said something to him, and then he changed it. So my guess is he's putting out a book every 40 days. And he's just like, I'm gonna use AI for my covers and for my promotions and all the other stuff. And now it's to the point where, yeah, I mean, is he using it for the books? I don't know. I must have blocked them. This isn't ringing a bell. I'll send you the name, and then you're gonna be like, oh, I know. Oh, okay. Oh, that's silly goose, is what you're gonna say. I sent the name. He says, because the floor hasn't fallen out under them yet. Yeah. They're not block-worthy, Frank. They're good people. Frank thinks he knows now. I just sent you the thing. Yep, that's who you figured. Of course you did. I don't see their posts much on Facebook. Maybe they block me. I'm going back to work. Bye. See you later, Nick. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Love you. Love you. So I'm looking at, this is a secret. I can't share this with you, Charlie, but there's all the names of the people that have signed up for the Stuff Your Kindle Crime Edition thing. I know about 4 of them so far. No big names. No huge names like me on this list. Half of these names sound so fake. Chess says they're also not reliant on social media whatsoever, so they're not in a position to be canceled for the AI stuff. I don't think that person cares if people think that, or if it's true. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, and that's exactly, yeah, they don't care. Then that's what it is. He's selling enough books. He's found his 1,000 readers. He's making a crap ton of money. And he's like, I'm barely on social media. I don't need to do any of this. I just need to keep pumping out books. And I think he's figured out, I don't know if he has, I'm just saying, maybe he's figured out the way to do that. Apparently this dude who wrote Dungeon Crawler Carl is now on tour doing talks and stuff all over the country. He's in Petoskey, Michigan, May 12th at McLean and Eakin Booksellers. He's making that FU money, exactly. A thriller or horror writer? He was a horror writer. Now he's a thriller writer. I think the public at large doesn't really give an F either. Yeah. Michigan, never heard of. I'm sorry, Mish. He's going to be in Mish. I mispronounced it. That was my problem. There's no way to generate quality with AI. Some shit just doesn't make sense. Gotta get my day going. I'm already behind. Good luck. I'm actually over the 2-hour mark now, so I'm also going to get out of here, people. I'm going to go take a nap. I mean, I'm going to get a lot more work done. That's what I meant to say. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me today. I also want to thank you for hitting the subscribe, watching other videos, and we're getting there, people. We are days away from the monetization, and then you get to watch thousands of ads. I'm going to put every 2 hours. I'm going to put 8 hours worth of ads in. So get ready to be watching as many ads as I can possibly cram in there to make money. Quality AI is an oxymoron. Yeah. Cheers back right at you. What is today anyway? Oh, today's Tuesday. I'm like, oh, it's Friday. I'll see everybody Monday. I'll see everybody tomorrow. I'll see everybody Wednesday. I guess I'm just friends with that person's writer account, not personal account. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, his personal account is a ton of AI stuff. And again, I'm sure it's not affecting him. I need to get that big so I can just do whatever I want to do, and then nobody will say a word. That's the goal there. All right. I will see everybody tomorrow. Jump in. Again, I won't be on Twitch. I will only be on YouTube Live. So come and join me on YouTube Live. I appreciate it.